Hello, I'm Cal Henderson, co-founder and CTO here at Slack. I'm thrilled to be with you all today as we discuss the Slack platform and our vision and roadmap for helping developers and their teams build solutions so that they can be responsive to the most important events happening across their organizations. We feel this mission is especially important in this new era of distributed work. Teams are increasingly separated by location, time, and work schedules. Remote work is here to stay, whether in the extreme version that we see today or the hybrid model of the future. And we'll never again have a one-size-fits-all approach to work life. So let's make sure we're using technology to maintain those tight bonds with each other. This means we need to ensure teams have better tools, customizable solutions to help them stay connected, aligned, and productive, and to be able to increasingly do more of their work asynchronously. In this session, I'll shortly be introducing our Vice President of Developer Platform, Steve Wood. Steve will tell us all about how Slack is building platform tools to support our customers' journeys to becoming successful, event-driven enterprises. Steve will be followed by Ellie Powers, our Director of Platform Product Management. Ellie will take us through some of the exciting new product updates that help our customers build and administer integrations for their organizations and partners. Ellie will then turn over to Salman Sahel, our Group Product Manager for Platform. Salman will talk with Steve Goldsmith, who's the Head of Product for Integrations at our partner Atlassian. They'll discuss the focus and success of the Slack and Atlassian partnership, what it means for our joint customers, and what new features we're working on to provide a seamless, productive, integrated experience for Atlassian and Slack customers. And to round us out, Bear Douglas, our Director of Developer Relations, will discuss the opportunities for Slack and developers to work more deeply together to support customers and users. We've brought several platform product leaders to this session because developers are core to Slack. You've helped us make really big strides together over the past couple of years. Our objective at Slack is to ensure your organizations can do great work, and an essential part of that is ensuring that whenever you connect services to Slack, we're helping you achieve greater value from all of those other services. As my co-founder and our CEO, Stuart, says, we want to be the 1% to 2% of your IT budget that unlocks more value from the other 98% of your spend. Today, in our Slack app directory, we have over 2,300 third-party integrations. That's 4 times as many as other competing team messaging products. There are also over 820,000 active developers of integrations with Slack. Most of these are corporate developers building tools and integrations so that teams across their organization can get real work done in Slack. Developers want to reach deeply engaged audiences, which is why they build for Slack, where users are actively using Slack for an average of 2 hours each day. Developers also build in Slack because we're a neutral messaging platform, not competing with large parts of the ISV ecosystem. So leading software companies choose to use Slack and build their richest integrations for Slack, and corporate developers know they can integrate any of their services. And users tell us they value having integrations and information brought to them in channels where they're working with teams. In fact, 95% of Slack users of integrations say they make the other software more valuable to them compared to when that software isn't connected to Slack. Together, we're continuing to expand the reach and the value for Slack customers. I'm grateful for the contributions the developer community has made to help us get this far. And I'm even more excited about what we have to discuss today, talking through the next phase of our shared progress together. Now, to discuss our vision for the Slack platform and how we can help customers achieve the greatest value from Slack, I'm pleased to introduce our Vice President of Developer Platform, Steve Wood.
Thanks, Cal. I'm Steve Wood, Vice President of Product Developer Platform. My background is actually also as an entrepreneur, but though primarily in the enterprise workflow space. A lot of the work that I have been doing is bringing the world of developers together with a line of business to create applications. And the goal of the applications is to make them more efficient and effective. But I think the opportunity here at Slack is immense, and I've decided to join Slack to help drive this new platform ecosystem. But I've only been with the company for 3 months, so go easy on me. I've talked with many Slack customers and developers, and I want to talk to you today about what we're doing in Slack platform. Every business is transforming right now, and many are struggling with asynchronous working while also being able to manage their business in real time. It's actually a CIO and IT decision maker imperative. Now, why is it an imperative? Many of the challenges in business today need action now, like a new lead being created. In a previous business, we won 80% of the time if we responded to a lead before a competitor. If that lead was left waiting for more than an hour, we won the business less than 40% of the time. And it's not just actually my previous business, but also Harvard Business Review. And they talked about this in the short life of online sales leads. But the story is the same. Real-time, agile businesses win. So the core of this transformation is the ability for businesses to manage events. Those are the changes that are happening across the business. And some examples of those would be things like lead created, discount approved, opportunity closed, order provision, code deployed, incident created. There's loads of them. These changes are happening everywhere, and there's sometimes thousands of systems that are vying for your attention. They're notifying you via email, via SMS, and via push. And actually, even at the opposite end, there are events that are silent to you and silent to the people in the business. And that silence is breaking critical business processes. For an example, in an outage situation, code checked in, code deployed, server performance degradation, application errors, then ultimate system down. It's these events that need to be coordinated, bringing together the right people with the right level of automation to ensure your business is operating with absolute excellence. So today's enterprise needs to be more responsive to events, and today's enterprise needs an engagement layer that connects people with these events. And that engagement layer is Slack. Slack is world-class at enabling the transformation to real time. It's literally in our DNA. Or to put it another way, event-driven enterprise meet the event-driven engagement platform. Slack platform is the place for developers to build the next generation of event-driven apps. But our developer ecosystem is already building incredible event-driven apps. And for that, actually, I really want to thank you. From onboarding employees faster than ever before, to managing service incidents in record time, to knowing systems are about to fail before they even do. You're building incredible apps. And Slack platform is the mediation layer that brings together two worlds, human events and system events. So you have complete visibility in real time of everything happening in your business. Human events such as I've posted a message, I've shared a link to Salesforce or Jira, asked for some information or filled out a survey. And then system events like a server hitting a threshold alert, a ticketing system escalating a case, a build system successfully deploying a build. Bringing the world of human events together with the world of system events gives developers a new paradigm, and with it, a new opportunity, and ultimately gives our users superpowers. Let me show you a little more. When you need a document to be reviewed by someone, you just simply share the link in Slack. Slack brings together your users and your systems by giving you a simple file preview. But it also does something really quite magical. It automatically detects if the person you're sharing the document with has permissions to edit it, and notifies you and automates the file permissions all within Slack, enabling completely frictionless work. Slack can do more than just messages, actually. Developers can create forms and modals to collect feedback from users, create tickets and external systems using code or using no code with our workflow builder. Ellie's going to tell you more about that shortly. Systems like Zoom and Google Calendar work together to ensure that you make that next meeting on time. It's a seamless user experience, completely integrated in Slack. And these are the kinds of apps our customers benefit from, and they're the kinds of apps you can build on the Slack platform. When we speak with customers like Jeremy Schulman at Major League Baseball, they're leveraging events in Slack to transform their operations. MLB ingests logs from their network and branch them into channels so they can see exactly what's happening in their business. They're organizing their critical business events so they can respond in real time to issues with their infrastructure. Or Vodafone, which is one of the world's largest telecom providers. To monitor and escalate customer-facing events, their team relies on PagerDuty integration with Slack. When an incident occurs in a production environment, the integration notifies the right team down to the right individual in a millisecond, and all within Slack. This dramatically reduces the mean time to resolution by contacting and alerting the right person at exactly the right time. Before Slack, it would have taken 15 to 20 minutes to resolve an issue, but they've reduced that to under 5. Or our own IT team. We built an app called Midas Signals that listens to customer events across 9 different systems. If it detects changes that need the attention of sales, such as maybe a change of job or promotion, that event is automatically brought to the attention of the right salesperson with everything they need to engage. I think these are great examples of the real-time enterprise in action, and I've never been more excited to see what you build and the superpowers you give to our customers. And with that, I'd like to introduce Ellie Powers to take you through the latest innovations from Slack platform that can help you build this next generation of event-driven applications to help meet the user's real-time business needs. Ellie?
Thanks, Steve. I'm excited to share some announcements today about new and upcoming features. As you know, Slack is a lot more than a messaging tool, and you can play a critical role in deepening your team's efficiency and collaboration through the Slack platform. As your team becomes more familiar with Slack and even grows some power users on your team, there are opportunities to go deeper, to implement more automation, to access more information and analytics, and it's all to help you scale as an organization. More sophisticated Slack usage increases the pace of individual work and team productivity. And that means you get more not only from your investment in Slack, but also your other tools when you integrate them with Slack. There are 2 key categories for today's announcements. First, an opportunity for you to make your team more productive and increase the return on investment across your entire software stack. And second is our ongoing commitment to make Slack better, so that our platform can meet and exceed the needs of our largest enterprise customers. So let's talk about productivity and return on investment. Nearly 1 year ago, we launched Workflow Builder. It's a no-code tool that allows you to automate tasks that your team does every day in Slack. We've seen customers build workflows to onboard new teammates, triage everyday requests, host team stand-ups, and more. And as you heard earlier, more than 175,000 builders have created over 515,000 workflows. And those workflows have run more than 25 million times. So let's build a workflow. You decide what will make your workflow run. We call the event that kicks it off a trigger. Many different events can trigger a workflow. It could be a person joining a Slack channel, a specific time of day, or an event fired from an external service through a webhook. Next, you add workflow steps. This is logic that describes what happens in the workflow, whether that's sending a Slack message or using a form to capture more information. And today, we're excited to share that new steps are available in the Workflow Builder, steps from apps. Developers can now build steps in their Slack apps. And when those apps are installed in your workspace, your Workflow Builder step library grows. Finally, Workflow Builder can take action outside of Slack. Steps from apps allow you to create workflows that connect with your internal or external tools, and they extend what workflow automation can do beyond the channels in your workspace and beyond Slack. You can let Workflow Builder easily pull together all your different tools, so now you'll be able to get work done even if it means using several tools together. You can see which apps are offering steps in Workflow Builder by visiting the Slack app directory. Apps like Datadog, PagerDuty, and Poly have steps available, and Zapier has built more than 120 steps from 5 different categories of services that also integrate with Slack. As part of this library of workflow steps, we're also launching Google Sheets steps for Workflow Builder. It offers 3 different steps: add a row to a spreadsheet, update an existing row in a spreadsheet, and pull data into Slack from a row in a spreadsheet. We see a lot of customers collecting info using Workflow Builder forms. And now you'll be able to upgrade those workflows to store that information in a handy Google Sheet. That way you can easily filter and analyze your data. Here's how you do that. So in the Workflow Builder, you use the Add a Row step. You'll connect your Google account, select a destination spreadsheet, and map the information that your workflow collects to specific columns in that sheet. And then as the workflow runs, that information is piped into your spreadsheet automatically. No more need for CSV exports and data cleanup. It's going to save you a ton of time. Another newly available feature in Workflow Builder is activity reporting. This has been a very popular request from a lot of you. You can monitor performance, from investigating a broken workflow to seeing usage metrics. Workflow creators and collaborators will now see a new activity tab in their Workflow Builder UI. Just click on a workflow and you can see how many times your workflow has been used. And it includes the status, the timestamp, and end user information. This will help you see the value of the workflows that you've built and what they deliver to your teammates. And it also helps you ensure that your users have a great experience. So we want you to get the most value from Slack. And we also want you to feel confident that your team's apps are used in line with your organization's security and compliance requirements. So let's dive into some of the upcoming improvements that we're making to make the Slack platform even more enterprise grade. One of your top requests has been helping you connect securely to any app you want to integrate with Slack, including internal applications that live behind your organization's firewall. And if you want to be able to bring all of the important events your team uses into Slack, you'll need to integrate with a full range of software that your team uses, including internal services. Many developers at our largest organizations have told us that building Slack apps and connecting them to on-prem applications behind a firewall is difficult. And in fact, if developers want to build using our modern interactive platform features, they must access public endpoints through the Events API. And that's something that most security-conscious enterprise admins are not comfortable with, and rightfully so. Coming up soon, Socket Mode will enable apps to run without exposing these public endpoints, greatly reducing security risks and admin overhead, while finally granting your apps access to our latest features behind the comfort of your company's firewall. For enterprise teams with many workspaces, we're launching a centralized way for owners and admins to install apps across some or all workspaces in their organization. This will be available on enterprise grid plans only. Until now, our app management process has favored a bottoms-up approach, requiring repetitive actions to be taken on the individual workspace level. For example, if you want to install Zoom across your entire organization, you need to install it one workspace at a time or use our API. And we know that that's not scalable for customers who have hundreds or even thousands of workspaces with new ones created every day. So coming soon, when an app request is routed to an admin for approval, they'll be able to distribute apps more efficiently, giving employees instant access to key apps across the entire organization. This will be especially useful for productivity apps that have widespread usage, things like files, calendar, and calling apps. And finally, we want to help make it easy for you to understand the readiness of apps to be deployed in large enterprises. We hear from customers that they're looking for better signals to understand the user experience, compliance, and security of apps in the app directory, and to have confidence in installing and using them. To meet that need, we're introducing a certification program for app directory apps that want to distinguish themselves as enterprise-ready apps, meeting the requirements of our largest customers. This program will allow app directory apps to apply for an annual certification. The goal of this program is to provide our customers with a range of signals about the quality of an app, including a mix of security, policy, and user experience criteria. While we can't provide guarantees or endorsements of particular apps, we can provide customers with more information, enhanced review criteria, and annual recertification with increased transparency into that review. We are pleased to be bringing these capabilities to market to meet the needs of our developers and users of Slack's workflows and integrations, and we appreciate the involvement of all of our customers and community as we've designed these features and developed them with your feedback. And now, continuing on the themes of unlocking more value from your existing tools and ensuring that Slack continues to offer enterprise-ready integrations, I'd like to introduce Salman Suhail, Slack's Group Product Manager for Platform, and Steve Goldsmith, Head of Product Integrations at Atlassian. They'll share with us insights into the deepening partnership between Slack and Atlassian. Over to you, Salman.
Thank you so much, Ellie. And thank you so much, Steve, for taking the time out to be here today. Now, as the head of product integrations at Atlassian, you and I have been working on a bunch of different cool stuff together. But before we get into some of the future-facing things, I thought it would be really interesting for everyone on the call today to learn a little bit about some of the things that have already been available out of the Atlassian portfolio.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Salman. It's great to be here. If you think back to what Steve just mentioned a few minutes ago about both human and system events, we've been thinking about that for our flagship products and Slack and working with you all to bring that to market for our customers. So the companion applications for Jira, Trello, Confluence, Bitbucket, all of our kind of flagship applications all have a really great companion experience inside Slack so that folks can get both those human and system events notified directly within Slack so that it's easy to take action and move work forward. And we're really seeing our shared customer base really latch onto that and get a lot of value out of that, which is really exciting.
That's super cool. So I know like everyone knows Atlassian basically by your flagship product, Jira, but you also made a recent acquisition of a company called Help. And I'd love to learn a little bit more about this product strategy that combines both of these two very different products and what might have motivated that.
Yeah, sure. We're really excited about Help because it's kind of the complete opposite of what we're doing with Jira. So Jira, you think about as a companion application. You're a user of Jira, and we've provided a really great way to get those events out into Slack and let you take action on them in Slack. For Help, it's kind of the opposite. Help uses Slack as the interface. It's a Slack native application. So the majority of your end users of Help might just be using Slack. They're using well-organized threads inside Slack and just getting a noisy channel to get some structure and organization in it. The Help tickets kind of go to where a triage channel as well. So a lot of the agents can take action in Slack, and a lot of the activity is actually happening directly natively in Slack, signed in, authenticated, and working through all the queues inside there. One of the best case studies we have is actually Slack, which is pretty exciting to see how your company is using this product to move work forward inside Slack with more than 50% reduction in ticket handling time by your team using this product, which is kind of cool in a meta way.
That is super cool. So I already know that you have 11 integrations that have been built on top of the Slack platform. And collectively, we have tens of thousands of joint customers who are using these tools to get real work done every single day. But one of the things that we know is when software kind of proliferates this way, both the concepts of user identities as well as account linking become progressively more and more complicated over time. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the work that we're doing together to kind of streamline that process for our collective user base?
Sure. We're really excited to be working with you all on this. As we mentioned, notifications come into the channel, and in many cases, you can just take action directly on them. But in some cases, have to step back out into the main product Chrome and finish the task there. And so for some users, that adds a lot of friction as they have to log in and do those sorts of things or create an account. So what we're working on with you is this kind of seamless flow from Slack into our flagship products so that we either authenticate or create an account on the fly for users that might not have experienced that content before. It's pretty exciting for us because it streamlines the process of trying out that new software, landing on a new page for new members of your team, and in a lot of other places for Atlassian as well.
That's super cool. So lastly, I kind of want to ask you, why build on top of the Slack platform? I know you're busy, you have a full-on roadmap, just like I do, just like I'm sure most people who are listening to this today do. Why choose the Slack platform? What's the opportunity there, and how do you kind of evaluate that when you prioritize it against some of the other work on your plate?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is we follow our customers and listen to what they're saying. And so for a lot of our shared customers, but even as the customer base expands, they're looking to do exactly what you're describing, bring those events out to where their teams are congregating and working together, even more so in our remote distributed world, and let people take action and move work forward together. And so we see Slack as a platform where a lot of people are joining here to do that sort of work. And while they may have all the information, kind of the systems of record still inside Atlassian, in a lot of cases, they're looking to platforms like Slack to communicate and move forward together. And the sophistication of the platform provided lets us do really, really great experiences for our end users, both within the main application, but also within Slack. And we're just excited to be able to push forward on that.
That's super cool. Thank you again, Steve, so much for taking the time. And now I'm going to be passing it off to Bear Douglas, our Director of Developer Relations.
Thank you, Salman. We hope that hearing the ways that other Slack customers have been able to simplify their work in Slack has been a helpful jumping off point to think through the ways that Slack can do more for you and for your organization, the task. The first major opportunity is in identifying what key events in your business need human attention and how you can enable people to respond faster and more completely. Meaning they can easily finish a task that comes from that event. And that can feel really abstract. So there are a few ways that we can help you today to turn that into a roadmap for change in your own organization. First, you can come talk to us about the specific challenges you and your company are having. There are Slack employees in the Frontiers workspace throughout the next few days, and we're always happy to chat with you about how you can use apps and workflows inside Slack to make your work simpler and more productive. Now, once you've got the what figured out, there are a few sessions you can catch here at Frontiers that will help with the how. On the replay, you can catch a session about building custom Slack apps for any team. Wednesday at 11 a.m., we have another session on designing beautiful, engaging Slack apps. And Thursday at 9:35 a.m., a session on building enterprise-grade Slack apps. For those of you who are looking to enable other people in your org to build powerful workflows, like sending data to your internal systems and so on, we have sessions to help on the new Workflow Builder steps from apps. Thursday morning is all for you. At 10 a.m., we start with Better Together, Workflow Builder and Slack apps. At 11 a.m., a session on getting started with Workflow Builder. And at Thursday, 11:50, we're combining the power of custom tools and workflows. And finally, if you're fired up about helping more and more people make these types of transformational change to work, we want to help you get recognized for your skills. Our certification course is now fully online, so you'll be able to take our interactive online prep courses and our online exam to prove your skills to the world. A video overview is available in Meeting Play throughout Frontiers. And we're also excited to offer special pricing for this group at Frontiers, a limited time offer. For anyone in our audience who would like to enroll in a course or exam, or purchase a bundle that includes both, we're offering a 50% discount. This offer will be available for the next month and expires on November 8th. So check out slackcertified.com for more information on the courses and exams to see if it's right for you. And if you're looking for more information on the program, please attend the Lead the Way as a Slack Certified Developer breakout session. Whatever your level of experience building with Slack, we encourage you to join our community workspace and your local chapter of the Slack platform community. It's a global community for developers, designers, builders, and anyone who's passionate about building the future of work on Slack. You can connect with other Slack developers, admins, and power users through online meetups or in our community workspace. It's where we share challenges and successes, get feedback from peers, and learn how to get more done with Slack. So find your local chapter or feel free to start one yourself by visiting slackcommunity.com. Thank you again for joining us this morning. We're looking forward to seeing what you build. I hope you have a great day at Frontiers.